7:01 this morning, flags at half-staff today to honor the lives taken too soon that is, in another tragic school shooting, this time in Minneapolis. But we're tracking and learning about the victims and as the parents speak out against that act of violence. Plus, it's football season across East Texas. We've got the latest from last night, plus a preview of what you can expect as we head under the lights tonight. In just about less than 12 hours now. We'll get on to it in just a minute, but thanks so much for being here. It is Friday. I hope you have your coffee number one here. I don't know how, but it's going to be a long weekend. It is also Labor Day weekend. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Joel joining me at the desk this morning. Dana is off. Damon is working night side because he's doing football.
It's the J&J show.
It's the J&J
Plus edition.
Our first Plus edition of the J&J show.
Plus edition. How about that?
Something else we're tracking is the rain. You know, rain
Right.
decided to join us now, but it's good that it's now and hopefully not later.
Right, yeah. Most of the rain is going to be happening for this morning, but we can't rule out rain for this afternoon. We'll get into your forecast in just a second here. Let's take a look at our CBS19 live radar. Most of the heaviest rain resides in Longview, Jefferson, Gilmer, south of Mount Pleasant, moving northwest to southeast. We do have some flash flood warnings for parts of Harrison and Panola counties until 9:45 a.m. this morning. Additional showers have branched off from this main line and are heading into Cherokee County, Rusk County, heading into parts of Jacksonville. These are light to moderate showers, not expecting any heavy downpours out of those. But those flood watches, not flash flood watches, flood watches continue until this afternoon for our northeastern zones here. So as soon as we get those thunderstorms to move out of the area, should be in the clear from any flood risk for today. Very gloomy picture on our Tyler cam this morning. Lots of wet roadways, so make sure you are being careful. Temperatures now in the upper 60s to low 70s in our northern parts of the area. Middle to upper 70s for our southern parts where they have not received rain just yet. 3-day forecast shows 85 degrees for tomorrow. AM showers for the second half of the day should be in better shape. More isolated thunderstorms will come to the forecast as we head into Sunday. Highs near 83. Partly cloudy for your Labor Day with highs near 87. We'll take a look at what the rest of your 7-day forecast says later this half hour.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Here's a heads up as we head into the Labor Day weekend. Police agencies, including Tyler, will be increasing patrols starting today. Now, more officers will be on the roads, especially around Lake Tyler and other high traffic areas. And their focus, well, it's to catch impaired drivers before they can cause any harm. Tyler police are urging everyone to celebrate responsibly. And if you do plan to drink, make sure to have a safe ride home. The increased enforcement runs through September 2nd. And if you're wondering about those gas prices before you hit the road, well, best bet, fill up right here at home. According to AAA, the statewide average for a gallon of gas is about $2.80 right now, but drivers here in East Texas paying a few cents less. You see those numbers on your screen right now. Those include Smith, Anderson, Cherokee, Gregg, and Nacogdoches counties. 7:04 now, a manhunt is over in Upshur County. The sheriff's office says Lucas Stevens has been found. Now, details are limited now, but here's what we know. We know he was found in Smith County. Lucas Stevens is accused of breaking into a property and stealing an ATV. The Upshur County Sheriff's Office, in cooperation with DPS, Longview Police, the Smith County Sheriff's Office, and even the FBI, followed on multiple leads to find him. And the Upshur County Sheriff's Office wants to thank all those agencies and community members for helping in this effort. Again, Lucas Stevens has been found, and parents with students at Big Sandy ISD, a heads up for you. The district is still planning to go on a 2-hour delay this morning. In a letter to parents, the interim superintendent, Rhonda Turner, says the decision about giving families was for peace of mind. She says the delay allows school buses to operate in the daylight, giving drivers better visibility on those rural roads and ensuring students are transported safely. Turner adds that the parents are encouraged to walk their children to the bus stop and wait until they are safely on board. Now to an update out of Trinity County. The 3 workers who died after being overexposed, that is, by toxic gas inside a sewer line have been identified. 52-year-old John Nelson Sr., 46-year-old Bradley Wrightsman, and 47-year-old Brad Hutton were all from the Houston area. The sheriff's office says the 3 men were working in a manhole late Wednesday afternoon when they were exposed to hydrogen sulfide. Investigators say one worker went down into a manhole to fix the cracked and collapsed line. A second followed to help him, and a third tried to rescue both of them. OSHA is now investigating this incident. 7:06 on Monday, September 1st, hundreds of state laws will go into effect, bringing sweeping changes across the state. And that includes the education system. Starting off with Senate Bill 10, which requires every public school to display the Ten Commandments in its classrooms. Now, that law is facing legal battles right now. A judge recently ruled that districts trying to block the new law who filed the suit do not have to display those religious texts for now. Meanwhile, Senate Bill 12 will ban DEI hiring and training in schools, as well as teaching gender identity concepts. House Bill 46 expands the state's medical marijuana program to include patients with chronic pain, traumatic brain injury, and Crohn's disease. Now, this will take into effect, all is planned set to take into effect as the Texas legislature contemplates whether to regulate or ban altogether hemp-derived THC products. And with high school football kicking off across the state right now, there's a new law and rule fans should know about before they hit the stands, and it is a huge game changer. But this year's refs have a new power to bring things down fast, and it's a new law signed by Governor Abbott. CBS 19's Jamie Hazard explains what this new rule and law is.
From Friday night lights to springtime baseball, sports are a huge part of Texas culture, and so are the passionate fans. Under Senate Bill 2929, officials have the right to eject anyone from school-sponsored sporting events for disruptive or inappropriate behavior. That includes any official associated with UIL events, and here's the catch: a verbal warning is not required.
Right now, we have almost 350 officials in our organization.
Stephen O'Neill is the sub-varsity assigner for the Tyler chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials, or TASO. O'Neill says spectators are expected to cheer for their team, not against the other. The law emphasizes respect for officials and visiting teams, all to promote a positive environment.
I went and watched several baseball games this past year, and there would be administrators standing behind the groups that they thought were probably going to be a problem.
The law allows ejection for a broad range of conduct, including harassment, intoxication, or inappropriate language. Essentially, anything a school deems disruptive can be grounds for removal.
Tyler ISD does a great job of putting those things out there, letting people know the rules and expectations.
Beyond just enforcing rules, O'Neill sees the new law as a tool to help students grow. He says these moments are part of learning how to become responsible adults, both on and off the field.
Students need to know where the line is they can cross and what they can't cross. Learning to be an adult and learning how to behave in public is something that's very important.
O'Neill says the majority of fans bring positive energy to the stands, and he's confident the focus will stay where it belongs, on the game.
Fans know how to behave for the most part, and they love their high school football, and I'm sure they're excited about the games kicking off tonight.
In Tyler, Jamie Hazard, CBS 19.
Oh, you hear that band, you hear that music? It is just a small little preview of what we're all going to hear tonight. All the fun kicks off this evening with previews in our evening shows. See this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As early as 5 p.m. tonight. CBS 19 is committed to bringing you the best coverage and action, so keep it right here. You definitely don't want to miss out. Here's what we have in store tonight. Our game of the week is none other than the matchup between Lufkin and the Longview Lobos. And after the recent news that Coach King was diagnosed with cancer, the players are more united than ever, playing for their coach. Damian Bartonek will have a preview of that matchup later this evening in our Under the Lights kickoff show, and full highlights at 10. Hey, speaking of our kickoff show, sponsored by Bill Dickinson Chevrolet, we will be at the beautiful Pirate Stadium. We'll sail on over there in Longview as we watch Pine Tree take the Gilmer Buckeyes. Our Jimmy Sirifoss and Dan Millay will be there live with our mobile desk, so make sure to pop in, say hello. Not giving you permission to interrupt the show. Just say hello, wave from the back. And as for all the action, listen, we'll be scattered at 11 different matchups this evening. I'm pulling a double. After this show, I'm going to go take a nap, and I'm going to come back for you guys, right? I'm covering Marshall at Tyler High, and then Maybank at Bullard will also be at Chapel Hill for the game against Jasper. And in Kilgore, watch out for the Battle of the Bulldogs against the state champs Carthage. So many others. It is an action-packed Friday. You definitely do not want to miss any of these games.
All right.
All right, we're taking a trip down memory lane today, keeping it with Friday night football themed to pep rallies and lights and school spirit. Everyone remembers their high school mascot. At least I hope you do. Whether it was fierce, funny, or just plain unusual. So here's the question of the day. What was your high school mascot? Now, there are very unusual ones. The first one that comes to mind, the Dragons out in Nacogdoches.
Okay.
And over in Austin, it's the city of Hutto. Do you know what their mascot is?
What would it be?
The Hippos.
Really?
The Hutto Hippos.
No
and they
kidding.
have hippos all over. So in Jacksonville, they have, tomato statues. And Hutto, they have hippo statues in front of HEB.
No way.
in front of their schools. It is
That's pretty
actually funny.
interesting.
You went to school in Michigan, right?
I did.
Yeah.
So I went to Lake Fenton High School, home of the Lake Fenton Blue Devils, representing them right here with blue and white.
And then we also know about the Mesquite Scooters.
Oh, wow.
Well, Skeeters, sorry.
Skeeters.
Skeeters.
There was another town nearby called Swartz Creek, and they were the Dragons, the Swartz Creek
Really?
Dragons, yeah.
See, what's funny about mine, I was the Yellow Jackets, obviously colors. We had school uniforms at the time.
Interesting.
We could not wear orange. Orange was not part of the dress code.
Really?
And so it was a whole thing. No, it was yellow. Yellow
Yeah.
was not part of the, or one of the two. I think it was orange because we had to wear yellow. And our mascot colors were like yellow and black in the little sting. They were like, no, you can't wear yellow. And it was a whole thing.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
It was weird. Anyways,
Huh.
let's see what you guys are saying on Facebook. Lots of spirit and pride on our comment this morning's. The Mighty Longview Lobos class of 1982 is what Jimmy is saying. We've got Jeffrey in the comments also saying the Richardson Eagles. Lots of Longview Lobo love in the comments this morning. Trey with the Kilgore Bulldogs. Reagan, she's saying the Spring Hill Panthers. Carol, this is another interesting one. She said the Comets.
Ooh.
I wonder where they're from. Probably from outer space.
Outer
Right?
space.
They're probably from outer
Right.
space. All right, something else
Exactly.
up in the sky is the rain this morning.
Yes.
Hopefully it doesn't rain for under the lights, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe not quite outer space, but a little bit further.
A little bit
closer
further
to
down in the atmosphere.
ground, right? Yeah, we do have some more rain showers possible into game time, but most of it should be out of the way. Hey, let's take a look at your I-20 report this morning. We've got a little bit of a slowdown on eastbound I-20 because we do have some heavy downpours in that direction. So make sure you are being careful if you're heading out that far. Otherwise, 2 hours to get to Dallas this morning. Westbound should be in good shape. US 69 northbound, 2.5 hours to get to Denison and an hour and 30 minutes to get to Lufkin. Here's a look at your CBS19 live radar. Heavy thunderstorms moving from northwest to southeast over our eastern parts of the area. Some of that is branching out over our central parts of the area, but that will be moving out very quickly. Our future skycast showing occasional pop-up shower activity, but then we get to this afternoon and evening. Heavy downpours are going to be a possibility over deep East Texas, close to around game time, although I do think that it will be out of the way by the time games really get going for tonight. So that's some good news there. Saturday looks a little bit wet for the first half. Second half should be okay. Commute forecast for today. Yellow lights for this morning for those heavy downpours across the area with cloudy skies and, of course, those thunderstorms in the area. For this afternoon, continuing with those yellow lights because there will be a few areas with some heavy downpours. Again, not all of us will see rain, but those that do will have the potential to have a couple of areas of flooding as well. So make sure you are being careful. Otherwise, highs near 83 and partly cloudy skies.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. All right, listen up. There's a brand new and one-of-a-kind food truck that just opened this week in East Texas. It's called Jibarito Street Kitchen, and we are pumped about this one. Jibarito, for those who aren't familiar, is what people on the island of Puerto Rico call a man from the countryside, but what is a Puerto Rican food truck doing in East Texas? So we have our good friend, John Paul Virella, joining us in studio this morning to talk about this journey. Why East Texas and why Puerto Rico and East Texas?
Well, you know, after Hurricane Maria, we left the island and we landed up in East Texas, and we tried to come in here and, you know, enjoy. We love the small town of Texas, so here we are.
That's awesome. And so you have a lot of inspiration with this. What was that process with starting this food truck up? Because I know you said you managed other restaurants, but now this food truck is your project now.
I said that doing a food truck is a complete other monster.
Yeah.
You know, I have 10 years of experience as a manager, but doing that, it takes a lot of time and dealing with a lot of agencies. So, you know, it's a complete different monster to be able to open a food truck.
That's awesome. And I know a lot of people know about Puerto Rico, but they might not know the food that is associated with the culture of Puerto Rico. What's like one dish that anyone who wants to try a classic dish from there would need to try?
I would say you need to try the tripleta.
What is that?
The tripleta is a combination of 3 meats. It has pork loin, ground beef, and ham. I put potato sticks on top, and then I have my classic mayo ketchup sauce, but instead I give it a little twist, and it has 5 ingredients, which I prepare myself.
When do you open the food truck?
On last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday,
This
okay.
Tuesday was my first day.
So I'll have to stop by and try that.
Yes.
Is that one of the menu items that's going to be on
Yes,
there?
sir. It's open already in
That's
there.
awesome. And so what makes Puerto Rican food so unique from, you know, other countries and other territories in Latin America as well?
I would say that we have a blend of Taínos, African American, and then Spaniard food. So it's a mix of 3 different cultures all together. So that flavor is in there. If you try the Cuban, for example, it has that pork loin. And I tell you that first bite is going to change you.
It's mouth-watering. You know, you mentioned flavor earlier. A lot of families, put their own little flavor or twist to traditional recipes. What kind of flavor or twist do you have for your traditional dishes?
The arroz con gandules, or the yellow rice with pigeon peas that we call it. It's my grandma's recipe. May she rest in peace. And then I also, like I said, I do my regular mayo ketchup that you will only use mayo and ketchup, but then I have 5 ingredients in it, so it gives that little twist to everything that you add, so it's flavorful.
So it's more than just mayo and ketchup too there.
It is. It's a secret.
What does it mean to you, have this food truck and a taste of Puerto Rico here in East Texas?
It's something. I wake up and I go to work happy. I used to work for corporate, and being able to do this, when I see someone try that first bite and the smile that comes after it, it fills me up, and it makes me feel proud of where I come from. You
did it right whenever that happens. And for you, you mentioned this is a job, but not really, because you enjoy what you do. And when you enjoy what you do, it's not really a job out there. Talking about this inspiration and everything, how do you hope this will impact, East Texas in the future?
Well, we start here in Tyler. We're going to start moving around the other towns in East Texas. I hope that at some point, we can open another extra food trucks and have a restaurant here in Tyler, so we can spread the culture all around.
So that's part of your vision long term. Is there anything else in the works maybe that we can expect?
So right now we're going to be adding some other stuff in the menus, be able to give some Christmas spirit. We're going to come with some coquito for the guests so they can try it. It's a really nice drink.
Good.
It's a really good drink, but we're going to keep it a secret, and we'll be launching other stuff too.
Stay tuned for that. Hey, where can people find you and your food truck, and what are your hours?
People can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Just follow through Jibarito Street Kitchen. And then my hours are from 11 to 4 p.m. right now. We're about to extend them and keep moving forward. And every Sunday I post my place where I'll be parking, so people can find me in there.
That way people can prepare for the week every Sunday, get ahead on the schedule. And then how can also people support you, besides just, supporting your business? What are other ways people can support?
So I say mouth to mouth, spreading the information about my food truck. I think people are scared because it's something different, and people are not open to try something different.
Right.
But like I said, once people try it, their mindset changes. So I would just appreciate that if you try it, or if you're able to just spread the information around and let them know, hey, this is good, this is a new food truck in town, and be able to try it and be open to it.
That's the exciting part, trying something new. That's the whole adventure. John Paul, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Look forward to stopping by as well.
Enjoy.
All right, still ahead this morning, high school football. Can you believe it? It's already here, and there's a reason why it's called Beast Texas. Highlights from some Thursday night action and a preview of our game of the week tonight. So all that coming up next in sports.
CBS19 Sports Report, sponsored by Sports and Social at Live Casino and Hotel Louisiana.
Hey, y'all, Dan Millay with your sports here. Appreciate you joining us. No time to waste. It is football season, so let's head to Rose Stadium for Tyler Legacy hosting Texas High. And, should we tell him? Nah, he probably knows, right? But should we tell him, though? Nah, I don't know. It's fine. First quarter here, Red Raiders trying to start strong, and they'll do just that as Casey Gray finds Decaden Brown along the sideline. The junior hauls it in and says, move those chains. Later on, Legacy attacking through the air once again. This time, Gray is going to look towards the end zone for Bo Slaughter as the tight end goes airborne, comes down with it in the end zone. And how about the Red Raiders going up early? They lead the Tigers 7-0 with about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. But in case y'all forgot, Texas High, they're really good. Gerard Hopkins receives the kickoff immediately after the score, and he is off to the races. Check out the Tigers blocking for their guy as Hopkins churns those legs. He moves, he grooves, he's eventually mercifully taken down just inside the 5-yard yard line. Incredible field position for Texas High, but an even better effort by the Legacy defense to keep him out of the end zone, getting the stop there on 3rd and goal. Tigers would settle for a field goal. That made it 7-3 Red Raiders, but then the rain and the lightning came through, delaying this one, and we'll have to check in on that final score. Actually, we don't have to check in on that final score. Texas High came back. It was an offensive powerhouse of a game. Texas High wins it 57-43. Let's head out to Pleasant Grove now. The Hawks hosting the Rabbits of Atlanta. And just so you know, Hawks are Rabbits' natural predators in the wild. First quarter, Hawks get the ball first. Refs in the way. Out of the way. All right, there we go. Jamarion Richardson comes into view. That's a 40-yard touchdown run. And Pleasant Grove leads it 7-0. Atlanta on offense now. DeAndre Simmons escapes the pressure, lofts one up. It's going to be James Solomon picking it off, though. That's the wrong team. Atlanta, good return to around midfield, and Pleasant Grove is on a heater right now, folks. Ensuing drive for the Hawks. Colt Yancey swings it out to Spencer Browning. He makes a cut inside, gunning for the end zone, but gets tripped up by that invisible tripwire. We've all been there. We've all been there. Next play, though, Yancey is going to hand it off to Nick Bells, who can just walk it into the end zone. That's too easy, folks. Hawks would miss the extra point, though. That made it 13-0. We'll skip ahead here. We're still in the first, though. It's 13-2 Pleasant Grove as Colt Yancey looks deep for Walker Wright. That's a touchdown for the Hawks. That made it 20-2 at halftime, while Pleasant Grove goes on to torch Atlanta 34-2. And we'll have the rest of those Thursday night game scores for y'all on Under the Lights later tonight. Looking ahead to today, I want to remind y'all about our game of the week. A great matchup. Longview hosting Lufkin. These teams have been going at it since 1932, and recently the Lobos have dominated head-to-head, winning the last 8 matchups in a row. Don't get it twisted. This is a good old-fashioned Beast Texas rivalry.
Oh, it's always exciting to play Lufkin. I mean, nobody likes Lufkin. Everything about Lufkin sucks. And there's no nerves, because I feel like nerves is a bad term. When somebody says they're nervous, that implies that they're a little scared, and nobody's scared of Lufkin.
Like, we put in great work, you know. A lot of guys in here the whole every day. Some workouts, you know, putting in the work, doing what they're supposed to do. You know, we got high expectations, so everybody knows the role they got to play and the work they got to put into it.
Yeah, if you're going against your teammates, hitting them in the mouth, how do you think we're going to do our opponents? It's just the fact that if we're going to hit our own teammates, how do you think we're going to do one?
Them's fighting words. Looking forward to that game later tonight. But folks, we talked about this legendary beef last week, Jerry Jones versus Micah Parsons. But I know and I doubt many of you at home ever thought we'd be here now. Micah Parsons is officially headed to the Packers for 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Not only that, Parsons is now expected to sign a 4-year deal worth up to $188 million, which would make Parsons the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL. I've seen some fans online saying things along the lines of, good, he's not worth all that money. But I'm with the majority of fans who are saying, yeah, this is a mistake. All signs point to the fact that Micah loved being a Cowboy, and I firmly believe that if Jerry Jones had negotiated Parsons' new contract with his agent, like his standard practice, he would still be a Cowboy. Now, maybe Jerry's also saying he's not worth all that guaranteed money. He's not worthy of being the highest paid non-QB in the league. But folks, the way professional sports contracts work, almost every offseason you see records broken for guaranteed money or average annual pay. That's just how these things go. Everybody is trying to make as much money as they can so the guys coming up after them can get those similar opportunities. Look at any pro sports league in these United States of America, and that is the case. You ask me, Jerry dropped the ball here. End of story. I'm not going to stand here and say this spells doom for the boys in 2025, but there's no doubt that this team is worse today than it was yesterday. Jerry did address the media, though, after the trade was announced.
I did make Mike an offer. It wasn't acceptable, and I honor the fact that it wasn't done in the way that he wanted to do it through an agent. So he was made an offer.
We don't know what that offer was, but what we know, y'all will know. But morning, y'all. Take it away.
Oh, Jerry. We're about to step away for a little moment. We're going to do our over-the-broadcast air right now with the news update. We'll be right back. More here on CBS 19+. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you for joining us for this news update. Well, right now, manhunt is over in Upshur County. The sheriff's office says Lucas Stevens has been found, but Big Sandy ISD is still operating on a 2-hour delay. This is as a safety precaution to allow for buses to operate in daylight. Now, details are still limited right now, but about Stevens' capture, but we do know he was found in Smith County. Lucas Stevens is accused of breaking into a property and stealing an ATV. The Upshur County Sheriff's Office, in cooperation with DPS, Longview Police Department, and the Smith County Sheriff's Office, and even the FBI, followed on multiple leads to find him. Now, the Upshur County Sheriff's Office wants to thank all the agencies for helping and finding him. As a safety precaution, again, Big Sandy ISD is running on a 2-hour delay. Well, day 4 of testimonies continues in just a few minutes in this trial of Scotty Goble. He's accused of murdering Tyler business owner Heriberto Eddie Ramirez. Crime scene investigators shared new details yesterday about evidence recovered from the scene. Among the items, the gun used to shoot and kill Eddie. An investigator described it as suspicious because how oily it was. The prosecution also called witnesses Adrian Tavera and his brother Francisco Javier, who were at Junior's Taqueria the day Eddie was killed. For days, both the state and the defense have focused on a key detail, where Scotty Goble's child and the baby carrier were at the time of the shooting. Prosecutors say Goble set the baby down before provoking a fight, but the defense argues the child was in harm's way and that Goble acted in self-defense.
Having a baby and then looking for trouble or wanting to fight, I don't think a person should do that.
Adrian testified, saying that Goble did not have the baby when things turned physical and ultimately leading to Goble shooting Ramirez. Adrian recalled the memory of the shooting as, quote, a traumatic experience. All right, let's get a check on our forecast now. It has been quite a rainy morning, Joel.
That's right, and we are expecting rain through the rest of this morning. Let's type now on your future skycast here. Most of the rain hanging out over our northeastern corner there, although we can't rule out maybe a few showers making their way down to Nacogdoches County by the time we get to the later half of the morning. More heavy downpours will be a possibility as we continue into this evening. I do think that they will be clear for game time, so that's some good news there. Most of us will be on the dry side, however. Additional showers will be a possibility as we head into tonight and especially into tomorrow morning. Lots of light showers scattered about the area as we go into the first half of Saturday. Second half should be much, much better, as well as our first half of Sunday here. We do have a couple of thunderstorms possible near the Palestine area, but by and large here, much, much better and much, much drier as we go into Sunday and going into your Labor Day. Your 7-day forecast shows nice, comfortable temperatures for the next few days here, with rain chances continuing into Sunday. Lesser to a lesser extent for Sunday, and especially as we head into Labor Day. We'll be up to 87 and 88 degrees by the time we get to Tuesday with mostly sunny skies. I think we'll continue to stay shy of 90 for the next several days.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us this morning on CBS 19 Plus. Right now, we're learning more about the Minneapolis church shooting that took the lives of 2 young children and killed and injured 18 others. That is, police now say the suspect had been a member of the Catholic Church where the shooting took place and may have visited the church in the weeks leading up to the attack to do surveillance. And this morning, families are mourning the loss of 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel and 10-year-old Harper Moisky, killed in that gunfire erupted inside an Anuncion Catholic Church on Wednesday. Authorities say the gunman, 23-year-old Robin Westman, had a twisted obsession with past mass shootings. Fletcher's dad now sharing this powerful message.
Please remember Fletcher for the person he was and not the act that ended his life. Give your kids an extra hug and kiss today. We love you, Fletcher. You'll always be with us.
Meanwhile, Harper's parents said that they are shattered and called on the leaders to do more to address the gun violence and mental health. And authorities say the suspect left behind journals filled with hate, idolized past mass shooters. And in the wake of the tragedy, many in the faith community are searching for strength in the place that has always brought them comfort. And for Youth Minister Ellie Martins, returning to Anuncion is painful, but it's also where she feels called to be for the children, for the families, and for her own healing.
So sorry. Coming back is hard for Ellie Mertens.
Showing up can sometimes be the hardest thing to do, but that's what changes lives.
She's a youth minister at Annunciation and wanted to support people as they come to the growing memorial.
That's okay. Okay.
While she herself processes what happened behind these walls.
Were you at Mass yesterday? It was next to the window. Like right next to it. It was so scary. It was horrible. All I wanted to do was just protect the kids.
She says that's why she returned, to be there for them.
I'm here today because I, like everyone else here, cannot get through this alone. We need each other to hold one another up more than ever before. I love you.
Her faith in this church has always been a comfort to her.
It's beautiful.
She says that won't change.
This is the house of God and the gate of heaven. These babies, these kids entered the gate of heaven yesterday.
Ellie was here, was holding kids' hands, praying and crying, trying to keep them safe. And she was one of dozens of teachers and staff who did the same thing.
Darby Vokes is a youth minister for Young Life, a partner organization.
They've been laying their life down for kids, figuratively for decades. And they should have never had to do it literally. But they did. When the moment demanded it, they did it. And that's this community. That's the strength of Annunciation.
He says people like Ellie will help Annunciation get through this.
It's not going to be okay for me, and it is certainly not going to be okay for those kids. So I'm not going anywhere.
And for Ellie, coming back,
I'm going to be more present than I ever have been.
Means coming home.
Take care of yourselves, girls, okay? I'll see you very soon.
7:35 now. Time now for your morning headlines. Senate Bill 8, commonly referred to as the bathroom bill, is now one step closer to the governor's desk. Yesterday, the Texas House passed the law restricting transgender Texans from using those restrooms, locker rooms, and shelters that match their gender identity in government buildings. Violating that law could bring fines of up to $25,000 for a first offense and $125,000 for a repeat violation. Now, the bill must pass through the Senate before it goes to the governor's desk. And President Trump plans to expand his fight against crime to Chicago. The Department of Homeland Security asked a military base outside the city to provide support on immigration operations this week. The president floated the idea of having troops patrol the Windy City as National Guard members span across Washington, D.C. to target crime and clean up the Capitol. And the U.S. economy grew faster than expected between April and June. New Commerce Department data shows that the nation's gross domestic product expanded at an annual rate of 3.3%, up from the agency's initial 3% projection. The government says increased consumer spending and greater business investment in artificial intelligence drove the uptake. This after numbers show that the U.S. economy shrank 0.5% during the first 3 months of this year. All right, well, day 4 of the murder trial for Scotty Lee Goble gets underway in just a few hours. He's on trial in Smith County accused of killing business owner Eddie Ramirez outside a Tyler restaurant. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza joins us now with a recap of day 3 in court.
The jury heard from several witnesses Thursday, including a crime scene investigator and 2 eyewitnesses who were at the taqueria the day Eddie Ramirez was killed. First to take the stand was Tyler Police crime scene investigator Spencer McGregor. He presented evidence collected from the scene, including photos of Goble's injuries following the altercation with Eddie's brother Edgar.
Are these injuries the result of deadly force being used against him?
No.
Would you characterize this as serious bodily injury?
No. Smith County Assistant District Attorney Noah Coltman argued Goble's injuries did not justify deadly force, but the defense claims he feared for his life.
They were fixing to cause you death or serious bodily injury. Would you exercise deadly force to save your life or to prevent that serious bodily injury against you?
It's very likely. When I was personally in that situation, I did not use deadly force.
Coltman also revealed evidence to the jury from McGregor, including the blood-stained clothing on Eddie and the gun used to shoot and kill him.
Using it would be using deadly force.
Correct.
Even just taking it out and pointing it at someone is the threat of deadly force.
Yes.
McGregor described the gun as slippery and, quote, the oiliest gun he's ever handled, something he found strange.
I guess recently been oiled?
Yes, that was my assumption, was that this had been oiled basically immediately to me getting hold of it.
The prosecution later called eyewitnesses Adrian Tavera and his brother Francisco Javier Tavera, who were at Junior's taqueria the day Eddie was killed.
I'm not able to sleep.
Was this a difficult thing to watch?
Muy traumático. Very traumatic.
Adrian testified through an interpreter that the shooting happened just seconds after Goble fell from a blow by Edgar.
The shooter at that point in any danger?
No.
A key focus in the trial has been the location of Goble's infant daughter during the incident. The state says he set the baby down and started a fight, while the defense claims that the child was in danger and Goble acted in self-defense. But Adrian and his brother testified saying the baby was not in Goble's possession when things turned physical, then when Goble shot Ramirez. The defense said they tried contacting Adrian Tavera multiple times before his testimony, but he didn't respond. Adrian told the court he wasn't interested because, quote, they are defending something that is not right, end quote. Day 4 of testimonies continue this morning at the Smith County Courthouse.
Robert, thank you so much. As we mark the start to the college football season, a lot of schools in Texas plan to honor the victims of the deadly floods. SFA, Texas State, TCU, and other universities shared this video on social media showing their equipment managers applying a decal shaped like Texas, wrapped in a green ribbon in honor of the lives lost in Central Texas.
Don't want this to be one of those things that is a tragic moment and we just move on with the rest of our lives and never talk about it. And so we thought over the course of this football season, it's a good way not to just remind everyone outside, but even us internally that there's always a higher purpose to what we're doing. And we certainly want to remember all of those that were impacted.
Well, in response to the floods, lawmakers also passed Senate Bill 3, which will require sirens in flash flood-prone areas. That bill now heads to the governor's desk. All right, 7:40 now. Let's take a look at some of the trending stories this morning. And she's back. But we're not talking about Taylor Swift. You know who we're talking about?
What we got?
Ariana Grande. She announced that she's heading back on tour next year, and the tour is going to be titled Eternal Sunshine in support of her 2024 album, and it'll be in select cities, including Los Angeles and Atlanta. Closest one here in Texas, I looked at that schedule, will be in Austin. But her tour starts on June 6th. The last time the pop star went on tour was back in 2019. I wonder if she's yeah, it's been a while. I wonder if she's gonna have any like Wicked themes or Wicked inferences in that tour.
I mean, yeah, how much? I mean, that's six years.
That she hasn't been there for a while, and then she just did. I mean, the movie was recorded a while back. The first Wicked movie, Part 1, came out late last year. I think it's been a while. And then the new one comes out in November in a couple of months.
That's wild.
So we'll see. We'll see if there are any Easter eggs out there for that movie.
I'm sure. I mean, there's a lot that's happened even before that too. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of hidden stuff in there, right?
All right. Well, Taco Bell is giving fans a Baja Blast from the past. It's set to release its Y2K era menu next month, featuring some returning classic items, including the double-decker taco, the 7-layer burrito, Cool Ranch Doritos, Locos Tacos, my personal favorite, and caramel apple empanadas. It's set to launch the throwback menu starting September 9th, which is not next week, but the week after. So if you guys try it, let us know how you like it.
Did you say Baja Blast?
Something about Joel. He gets impressions out
Dang
of
it,
nowhere.
Bobby, that's a dang old fine Taco Bell right there.
What would be like your absolute favorite Taco Bell menu item out of those that we just talked about, like the classics?
Man, I'm not sure.
Not the 7-layer Dorito or burrito?
Maybe. I haven't really had those before, so I can't really. I can't really say.
We're taking a Taco Bell field trip next week.
I think we oughta. We need to fix some things here.
We do. We need to take a lot of places here in East Texas. All right. A nationwide effort is underway in New Zealand right now to help a rare snail find some love. Who doesn't want to find some love? A woman found the snail named Ned while digging in her garden, and she noticed something unusual about Ned. His shell spirals left, while most other snails have right spiraling shells. Now, the spirals are actually due to a rare genetic condition that affects 1 in 40,000 snails, which causes his reproductive organs to not line up with other snails. So Ned is now being kept safe in a fish tank while a nationwide search is underway to find a compatible life partner for him. So if you know of any other snails whose spirals go the other way, let us know and we can help Ned find love.
Oh, there you go. It reminds me of the movie Turbo. Have you ever seen that?
Which one?
Turbo.
Turbo. I have seen Turbo. I wonder if Turbo knows Ned, or if Ned knows Turbo. Maybe Turbo is Ned in Incognito.
Her long lost cousin.
Long lost cousin. All right. Hopefully we don't find any snails or step on any outside. Maybe some worms coming out of the ground because of all this rain right now.
Yeah, we got a ton of rain right now. Luckily, it should be tapering off by the time we get to game time. But our look at our CBS19 live radar right now, the picture showing a lot of rain, especially in our northeastern corner, even drifting into parts of our eastern half of the area. Some of it is branching out over Jacksonville, Henderson, even into parts of Palestine. Not as heavy in those areas. The heaviest of the rain is off to the east, closer to Longview. We do have a flash flood warning that has just been issued for Gregg, Harrison, Marion, and Upshur counties. That goes until 10:30 this morning. We do have another flash flood warning in effect here for Carthage and areas to the south there, but it's just a continual stream of rain that's just continuing to move in, so some flash flooding is going to be likely in those areas. Flood watch still continues until this afternoon. Once those severe, or those thunderstorms, I should say, come through the area, pass through the area, we should be done with the flooding threat. Here it is by 11 o'clock. Should be out of the area pretty much by then. Additional showers and thunderstorms with heavy downpours will be a possibility over deep East Texas as we head into 4 o'clock. But by the time we get to the game time, should be in pretty good shape. Additional showers will be a possibility as we head into the overnight and into the start of your Saturday with some widely scattered showers across the area. But the second half should be much better. First half of Sunday, a couple of showers to the west, heavy downpours not out of the question. Your Palestine, that continues to move to the east, and once it does, should be fizzling out from there. Here's your 7-day forecast here. We'll continue to hover in the low to mid 80s with rain chances continuing to hold on for your Friday, parts of your Saturday, and even into parts of your Sunday, and then we dry out big time as we head into Labor Day. We'll be up to 87 degrees with partly cloudy skies, turning to mostly sunny skies as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just staying shy of 90 degrees.
Bill, thanks so much. 20 years after Katrina, and there is still cleanup happening. We take you to the area most affected as many recount their memories of the earth-shattering storm.
From Grace Community School, and you're watching CBS 19.
Well, today marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina made landfall in Louisiana. The historic storm killed more than 1,400 people. Heavy rain triggered catastrophic flooding in and around New Orleans, and the storm surge caused the city's levees to fail. And Hurricane Katrina is the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history, totaling more than $200 billion in damage. And to this day, 20 years later, people are still working to rebuild. Here's Gustavo Valdez.
20 years after Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans, you can see signs of the new life in the city. These houses are an example of the recovery in the lower Ninth Ward, one of the city's most affected areas. Angelica Rivera is one of the many workers who helped bring it back to life. Is the New Orleans you see today the same New Orleans you came to?
No, not at all.
With small children, one barely a few months old, she moved from Orlando after the storm, following her husband, a handyman who saw an opportunity working in construction.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried a couple times because I was like, I don't want to be here.
Because basic services like drinking water and electricity were slow to return. But they didn't give up, growing their business from a small team only doing house framing to a full-service construction company, helping many homeowners who they say were swindled by contractors who took their money and left town.
So a lot of people were without money and without a house.
Their growth was fueled by thousands of workers who came from across the country and outside the U.S. to work in construction.
Because most of the people that was here was Latinos.
Who worked in difficult conditions, battling the intense heat and humidity to rebuild this iconic American city. Their efforts are celebrated in this sculpture in the infamous Ninth Ward, ground zero of the deadly floods.
I really believe that they were key in trying to get the New Orleans area back.
Dr. Juan Hershanik commissioned the sculpture after speaking with children of those workers, who he says were shy about their parents' profession. He wanted them to be proud of the work their parents did.
Undoubtedly, that was my first goal.
High praise coming from a person considered one of the heroes of the post-Katrina tragedy, evacuating premature babies out of the hospital, manually blowing oxygen to one of them for hours, accolades he'd rather be given to others.
The understanding of how much the contribution of the Latinos was made during the post-Katrina recovery time.
Many of those came thinking their stay in the Big Easy would be temporary, but now they call it home. According to the U.S. Census, the Hispanic population of metropolitan New Orleans has doubled in the past 20 years. The number of Black and white residents has decreased.
Someone said that if you drink water from the Mississippi River, you stay in New Orleans and you will never leave. I think I did that because this is our home now.
Gustavo Valdez, CNN, New Orleans.
And as we continue to take a look back, our sister station in New Orleans has put together a one-hour special program that will air exclusively right here on our streaming channel. You can watch Katrina, the storm that changed us, tonight at 7 on CBS19 Plus.
All right, well, what a soggy morning it has been so far. Thanks so much for watching us this morning on CBS 19 Plus. We are continuing to track CBS 19 live radar this morning. We got some flash flood warnings to show you here. We got one for Panola and Shelby counties for until 10:45 a.m. this morning, and one further to the north that includes Longview, Gilmer, and Marshall. That goes until 10:30 a.m. as that line of heavy thunderstorms continues to move northwest to southeast, and it will have a chance to weaken as we continue into the later half of this morning, and we should be in good shape for under the lights tonight. Longview, Bullard, and Athens all in pretty good shape, mainly just dealing with partly to mostly cloudy skies across the area and temperatures in the middle 70s to low 80s. Here it is on Future Skycast. So the rain coming from the north to the southeast will continue to move out of the area and will be nice and dry for the most part A couple of heavy downpours over deep East Texas will be possible around 4 p.m., but should be out of here by the time we get to game time. Additional showers will be possible into the overnight, with more showers across the area as we head into the first part of your Saturday. Second half should be much better. We'll have mostly cloudy skies and dry conditions. And then the first half of your Sunday features a couple of heavy downpours near the Palestine area, but as it continues to move to the east, it will fizzle out, and the second half of your Sunday looks pretty dry. Here's your 7-day forecast. We will continue to be in the low to mid 80s with those rain chances holding on and starting to fizzle out by the time we get to Sunday. Labor Day looks much better with partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the upper 80s, and then we continue to be mostly sunny through the rest of the week with highs just staying shy of 90 degrees.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:52 now. We're going to take another trip down memory lane today. Back to the pep rallies, those Friday night lights, and school spirit. Everyone remembers their high school mascot. At least I hope you do. Whether it was a fierce one, a funny one, or just plain out unusual. So that's our question of the day. What was your high school mascot? I think we got some more on our Facebook page this morning. I like Lovey's answer. I think this one is a reference to High School Musical. She said, Wildcats. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat.
That makes sense. There you go.
We got Kathleen as well with the Panthers, Kathy with the Eagles, and I know 3 Fishing, who we've done a couple of stories on, say New Boston Lions. So people all over East Texas. We got Brad with the Jacksonville Indians, Joe with the Rusk Eagles.
Yeah, I feel like Eagles is a very popular
That one too, Eagles. And what's another one? Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Here in East Texas, Bulldogs is a very popular one. We just saw the Battle of the Dogs. We got Carthage. We got Chapel Hill, Kilgore. So many Bulldogs out here in East Texas.
A lot of Bulldogs.
We do. Lobos, they're unique though. They're the only Lobos, I think, that I can think of.
That's all I can think of.
What about Falcons? Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. We got more Wildcats as well. The Van Vandals, this is what Denise, our director, is saying. The Vidor Pirates as well. We got the Pine Tree Pirates and the Vidor Pirates.
Yar.
I try to make a little impression over there with we're sailing towards the Pine Tree.
I appreciate that.
We tried to make it our best. All right, we're about to step away for a moment and do our over-the-air break for a news update there. We'll be right back with more right here on CBS 19 Plus. Stay with us. Good morning, all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you for joining us for this news update. As college football kicks off across the country, teams in Texas are suiting up with something special. That's a helmet sticker honoring the victims of the deadly July 4th floods in Central Texas. It features the state of Texas wrapped in a green bow, which has been a symbol of remembrance for the 138 lives lost. A collection of universities, including SFA, the University of Houston, and TCU, all shared videos of those decals on their helmets. The helmets will stay on all season long, a visible reminder that the game is being played for something greater. And it's a symbol that regardless of the rivalry, we all stand together as Texans.
Don't want this to be one of those things that it's a tragic moment and we just move on with the rest of our lives and never talk about it. And so we thought over the course of this football season, it's a good way not to just remind everyone outside, but even us internally that there's always a higher purpose to what we're doing. And we certainly want to remember all of those that were impacted.
Well, in response to the floods, lawmakers also passed Senate Bill 3, which requires sirens in flash flood-prone areas. That bill now heads to the governor's desk. All right, it's an exciting time here in East Texas. All the Under the Lights action kicks off tonight with previews in our evening shows as early as 5 o'clock tonight. Of course, we're committed to bringing you the best coverage in East Texas in action, so keep it right here. You definitely don't want to miss out. So here's our game plan for tonight. Our game of the week is none other than the matchup between Lufkin and Longview, Battle of the L's. After the recent news that Coach King was diagnosed with cancer, the players are more united than ever to play for their coach. Damian Bartonek will be out there to have a preview of that matchup later this evening and in our Under the Lights kickoff show at 6:30 and highlights tonight at 10. And speaking of our kickoff show, sponsored by Bill Dickinson Chevrolet, we will be sailing to the beautiful Pirate Stadium over in Longview as we watch Pine Tree take on the Gilmore Buckeyes. Jimmy Searfoss and Dan Millay will be out there live with our field desk, so make sure to pop in and say hello. As for all the other action, listen, we have a packed schedule. 11 matchups this evening. I'm pulling a double right now. Coming back over to Marshall at Tyler High, and then Maybank at Bullard. We'll also be at Chapel Hill for the game against Jasper, and in Kilgore. Watch out for those Bulldogs against those state champs with Carthage and so many others. It is an action-packed Friday that you definitely do not want to miss. All right, hopefully that weather cooperates with us, Joel.
That's right. Hey, speaking of the Under the Lights, let's take a look at your Under the Lights forecast for Longview, Bullard, and Athens, all in really great shape. We'll see temperatures in the middle to upper 70s to low 80s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. We're checking out our future skycast now. Rain will continue to move out of the way as we head into the rest of this morning. A couple of heavy downpours certainly not out of the question around 4 o'clock over deep East Texas, but they should be out of here by the time we get to game time. Additional shower activity will be possible as we head into the first part of Saturday. Second half of Saturday looks to be much better. Our 7-day forecast has our temperatures in the middle 80s, upper 80s for next week with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. It's going to be a beautiful one into next week.
All right, just after 8 this morning, Big Sandy ISD is on a 2-hour delay this morning, even though the suspect at the center of a manhunt was captured overnight. In a letter to parents, Interim Superintendent Rhonda Turner says the decision is about giving families peace of mind. She says the delay allows school buses to operate in the daylight, giving drivers better visibility on those rural roads and making sure those students are transported safely. Turner adds that the parents are encouraged to walk their children to the school bus stop wait until they're safely on there. Well, today marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina slammed into New Orleans, leaving an unspeakable death and destruction in its wake. Heavy downpours triggered catastrophic flooding, and the storm surge caused the city's levees to fail. Nearly 1,400 people died during the storm and its aftermath, and today the city is holding remembrance to mark the devastating day. And day 4 of testimony continues this morning in the trial of Scotty Goebel. He's accused of murdering Tyler business owner Heriberto Eddie Ramirez. For days now, both the state and the defense have focused on a key detail, which is where Scotty Goebel's child and the baby carrier were at the time of the shooting. Prosecutors say Goebel set the baby down before provoking a fight, but the defense argues that the child was in harm's way and that Goebel acted in self-defense. We'll be in court this morning to bring you the latest, of course, right here on CBS19.tv and over the air.
All right, everybody, we're tracking some rain this morning. Some of it could linger into this afternoon, but most of us will be dry for the most part, which is some good news. CBS19 live radar showing a long area of very heavy rain here across our eastern parts of the area. Longview, Marshall, Gilmer, Carthage Center, all within a flash flood warning. Panola and Shelby counties will go until 10:45 this morning, and then we have Gregg, Harrison, Marion, and Upshur counties until 10:30 a.m. this morning. So folks, be very, very careful. Do not drive through flooded roadways today, or any day for that matter. Future Skycast shows those heavy rain showers moving out of the area as we wear on into the rest of this morning. A couple of heavy downpours are going to be possible towards the 4 o'clock hour across deep East Texas, but most of it should be out of the way just in time for game time, so that's some good news there. Light showers will be possible into the overnight and into the start of your Saturday, widespread across the area. Second half of Saturday looks to be much better, and then the first half of Sunday, we do expect some heavy downpours near Palestine, but the second half again looking in much better shape. Here's your 7-day forecast here. 80s all the way through the entirety of the 7-day forecast. Low to mid 80s for this weekend. Rain chances starting to taper off by Sunday, and especially into Monday, your Labor Day just looking gorgeous. Highs near 87 degrees and partly cloudy skies, transitioning to mostly sunny skies for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we are going to be done with the 90s for a while, Jesus.
Don't tease him like that. Just give him a bite.
Just a little bite. Finally this morning, bark at Oriole Park on Wednesday night left one dog in particular just a little bit hungry. What's on the menu, you ask? Munch, munch, munch. A hot dog. Joel, that's your line.
But Mom, I want a bite.
Yeah, the woman had to turn away to keep eating, not giving away part of her dinner to that cute little pup right there, at least while the cameras were pointed at them. Give the dog the hot dog. Come on.
Man.
Give yourself another one.
Come on, Mom.
They're like, what? $5-10 at a ballpark?
Something like
What's
that.
another $5-10 for your dog?
Right.
Come on.
Exactly.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoy lots of good food at those Friday night games. I know there's a lot of Chicken Express out there, hot dogs. Pretty much anything you can think of out there. It's like the whole environment in itself. And nachos.
Nachos,
How can you
yes.
forget about nachos?
Of course.
And also bring that water bottle just in case. It won't be as hot, but still.
But still, definitely something to just keep around. Make sure to bring an umbrella too, just in case.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks so much for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19+. Make sure to catch the noon show with a special guest. Stay tuned to find out on CBS 19 and CBS 19+. Keep it here, of course, for the latest news and weather throughout the day, and have an amazing morning and a safe Labor Day weekend.